My friend, there comes a moment in every believer's life when the quiet whisper of heaven becomes louder than the noise of the world. A moment when God begins to turn the pages of your destiny, guiding your heart toward a future you cannot yet see, but one He has already written. And today, if you have felt a stirring in your spirit, if you have sensed a shift around you, if something inside you has begun to awaken, it may be because heaven is sending you a signal, a divine signal, a sign that the person you are meant to marry, the one God has hand-picked, the one your soul recognizes even before your eyes have seen them clearly, is drawing near. This is not ordinary. This is not coincidence, is not emotion alone. This is God's timing beginning to unfold. So open your heart, lean in, because the sign you've been praying for, the confirmation you've been waiting for, may be revealed to you right now. When God is preparing to reveal the person you will marry soon, the very first signal He sends is not a dream, not a sudden rush of emotion, not a sign in the sky, but a deep and unshakable peace. Peace is unlike anything you have felt before because it does not depend on circumstances or timing or the opinions of others. Flows from a place higher than human understanding, a place where God Himself whispers into your heart and settles every storm that once made you question your future. Peace becomes the quiet voice that tells you, even before the relationship begins, that something sacred is unfolding, calms your fears about whether you are lovable. It softens your anxieties about whether marriage is even meant for you. It gives you the confidence to trust that God is not late and that He has not forgotten your desire for companionship. Many people wait for a dramatic sign from heaven, but the truth is that God's most powerful confirmations arrive quietly. When the right person is approaching your life, confusion begins to fade. The emotional roller coaster you once felt around the wrong people disappears. Instead of feeling unstable, you begin to feel grounded. Instead of questioning your worth, you begin to feel secure. Instead of wondering whether God is listening, begin to sense He is working behind the scenes. This shift is not accidental. It is intentional. It is divine. And it is one of the most reliable signals God uses to prepare His children for the relationship He has ordained. Peace does not necessarily mean everything in your life is perfect. You may still have challenges in your career, family, or finances. You may still feel uncertain about how everything will work out, but there is a new kind of rest inside your spirit. A rest that whispers, you don't have to worry. God is in control of this. When the wrong people showed up in your life, your spirit felt agitated. Even when things looked good on the surface, something inside you felt uneasy. You questioned their loyalty, their intentions, their heart. You prayed, but the answers felt cloudy. But when the right one approaches, the one God has chosen, peace replaces all of that restlessness. Peace also protects you. It shields you from rushing into connections that are not meant for you. Slows your steps when someone's presence does not carry God's fingerprint. It alerts your spirit when something looks good but is not right. Peace is not just a comfort. It is a spiritual guardrail. And when God begins to prepare you for marriage, this peace becomes stronger, clearer, and more consistent. It is as if God is tuning your heart to recognize the rhythm of the one who belongs in your story. You may also notice that this peace remains even when you are not actively thinking about your future spouse. It follows you into your day. It rests on you while you work. It surrounds you when you pray. This is not imagination. It is preparation. God is preparing your heart to receive love that will honor you rather than hurt you. Is preparing you for a relationship built on trust instead of fear, preparing you to be equally yoked with someone who reflects his heart toward you. And when this peace is present, you no longer feel the urge to chase love or force connections. The desperation that once pushed you into unhealthy relationships fades away. Stop settling for the bare minimum. You stop seeking validation in temporary places. Stop craving attention from people who were never meant to stay. Peace gives you the confidence to wait with expectation instead of anxiety, gives you the strength to walk away from what does not align with your spirit. It gives you the courage to believe that what God has planned is better than anything you lost. This divine peace also prepares your emotions. God does not want you entering marriage with a wounded heart or an unsettled mind. So he sends peace to begin healing you from past hurts, disappointments, and broken promises. He reminds you that your story is not over and that love is not something you have to fear. Peace becomes the foundation for the relationship he is bringing, becomes the inner stability that allows you to love fully without insecurity. And so the first signal from heaven is not noise, it is stillness. It is not pressure, it is reassurance. It is not fear, it is quiet confidence. God reaching into your heart and gently preparing you for the person who is on their way into your life, the person who will walk beside you with honor, purpose, and devotion, the person whose presence will feel like home because God authored the connection long before you ever imagined it. When God begins to reveal the person you will marry very soon, one of the clearest signals is a powerful shift in alignment, an alignment of values, desires, character, and purpose. Alignment does not happen by accident. It is the result of God shaping two hearts at the same time, preparing them to walk together in unity. When the right person is approaching your life, you start to notice changes within yourself. Old habits lose their appeal. Temporary relationships feel meaningless. Shallow conversations no longer satisfy you. Instead, find yourself wanting what God wants for you: stability, maturity, honesty, and a love that reflects his heart. This is not pressure, it is divine preparation. Your spirit begins to rise to a higher standard because God is preparing you for someone who also carries that standard. Alignment means that your values begin to match the values of the person God has destined for you. You may not even know who they are yet, but God is molding you in advance so that when you meet, your lives will fit together with supernatural ease. You begin desiring qualities that reflect God's character: patience, kindness, loyalty, humility, and spiritual maturity. Where you once compromised, you now stand firm. Where you once tolerated disrespect, you now protect your peace. Shift is evidence that God is aligning you with someone who will honor your worth instead of diminish it. As alignment increases, you begin to notice that your purpose becomes clearer. You gain a sense of direction. You may feel new motivation to improve your life, pursue your calling, grow spiritually, or break unhealthy cycles. This is because God prepares you for marriage by first preparing your identity. He does not bring someone into your life to fix you. He equips you so that when the right person arrives, you are ready to grow together instead of depending on them to heal you. True alignment means both hearts are being healed, refined, and strengthened at the same time, even if you are miles apart. Another sign of alignment is that you and this person will naturally be drawn to similar spiritual truths. Even before the relationship begins, God works on both hearts through prayer, experiences, lessons, and convictions. You may find yourself suddenly passionate about becoming a better communicator, learning to forgive more easily, becoming more responsible, or building healthier boundaries. All these internal changes are signals that God is positioning you for someone who will share your commitments. The person God prepares for you will not only value your heart, but will also value the God who shaped it. That spiritual connection becomes the foundation for everything else. Alignment also shows up in your life choices. You begin choosing peace instead of drama, loyalty instead of uncertainty, purpose instead of aimlessness. God pulls you away from distractions and brings clarity to your path. The timing of events begins to make sense. Doors that once confused you begin to close gracefully. Opportunities that once tempted you no longer attract you. Stop giving energy to people who are not aligned with your future, and your heart starts opening for what God has ordained. That shift is not coincidence, it is alignment in motion. Sometimes alignment requires separation first. God may remove unhealthy relationships, pull you out of situations that hinder your growth, or expose people's true intentions. Can feel painful, but it is actually protection. God does not build alignment on unstable foundations. He clears out everything that is misaligned so that the person He has chosen for you can enter your life without competition, confusion, or spiritual interference. Every loss becomes preparation. Every delay becomes refinement. Every closed door becomes a redirection toward destiny. Alignment is also visible in how God synchronizes your emotional and spiritual readiness with the readiness of the one you will marry. You might find yourself healing from past wounds at the same time they are healing from theirs. You may be developing discipline while they are learning responsibility. You may feel God urging you to grow in faith while they are being pulled in the same direction. When you finally meet or reconnect, you realize that your journeys were being shaped in parallel and everything clicks into place effortlessly. Alignment does not mean perfection. It means harmony. It means two lives that fit because God designed them to, not because you forced them to. When the right person approaches, you feel a natural unity. Your values complement each other, your goals do not clash, and your spirits recognize a familiar strength in each other. Conversations feel meaningful. Communication feels easy. Respect feels mutual. It feels like breathing. That alignment becomes the divine confirmation that this person is not just entering your life by chance. They are being woven into your destiny. And when God brings this alignment together, you realize that everything you went through, everything you lost, and everything He reshaped within you was preparing you for a love that honors Him, strengthens you, and supports the calling He placed on your life. When God is preparing to bring the person you will marry into your life, one of the clearest signs is an acceleration in timing, moments, opportunities, And encounters begin to unfold with a swiftness that feels almost supernatural. What once felt delayed suddenly begins to move forward. What once seemed impossible begins to align.